YouTubers! What is up, everybody? It's been a while since I've made a video. As always, hope everybody's hanging in there. Hope everybody's doing good, trying to make the best of things. While we try to make the best of things, we're also trying to understand things and try to get a better grasp of what's going on around us and the world today, and just trying to understand the world better and just how things operate. And this is what my that's what my videos have always been about. I've always wanted to make new discoveries, discover new information, and then share this with people, and they can see, if it's true or not, or if they agree or disagree, or if they can see any relevance with the information that's provided. And I'm going to provide my own observation today, and I think it's safe to say that the average woman hates men. And why do I say this? I will provide information to my personal experiences to prove that why I think this is true. That deep down, I think women do have a hatred towards men, and I'm pretty sure they are aware of what I think they're like aware of it to a certain degree. They are aware of their hatred towards men, but I think also on a subconscious level, I think they're doing things that they're not aware could be also hatred towards men, like prejudice and hatred and sexism. So I will provide my experiences and what I've seen around me, and just how I just observe how women act. But so I think so my first experience would probably be I was going to the bar with my friends, and I was dancing to the music, having a good time, and the woman, there was a woman that worked there. She owned the bar, and they were playing techno music. I love techno, and I was dancing to the techno, having a good time, and she was like cheering me on. She was like, "Yeah, dance, you have a good time, you dance your heart out." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dancing my heart out." "You dance your heart." "Yeah, I'm dancing. Yeah, heck yeah, let's go. So yeah, so I was dancing, and it was a great time, with my friends, and we were dancing at the bar, and then I went there another time, and by that point I had a girlfriend, and I brought her to that bar because it was the only bar over here that in this city that plays techno music. Everything else plays crappy trap music, which I'm just not a fan of. I don't enjoy trap music. This is the only place that played techno, and so I just remember I was just ordering drinks, and I just remember she was just being really mean. She was like very cold and very distant, and I was asking for drinks, and she was just ignoring me. She gave me like one drink, like regrettably, and then she just like pretended she couldn't hear me for the rest of the night. And I was like really bizarre. I was like, why was she so nice the first time I went there? I was dancing, she was giving me all these drinks, and why is it now I go over here, I bring my girlfriend, and now she's just like all pissed off that I'm ordering drinks? And then I go there the next time, and with my friends, my guy friends, and then I try to talk to her, and she's just like, she's just like, "You need to get out right now. You need to get out right now." And I'm like, I supported this bar for all these years. I've supported you. I only go to this bar, and this is what you do to me. Like, I'm like, you just kick me out for like no reason. And she's just like, "Bye-bye. You better get out now." And I was just kind of confused. So I was sitting there for a couple minutes. I'm like, why is she doing this to me? She never did this before. What did I do that was... I just came here and said hi, and And then she came back. She was like, "Didn't I tell you you're supposed to be out of here? I'm calling the cops." I'm like, I'm going. Crap, dude, I'm going. Crap. And then I just, you know, and then I just got really upset. I told everybody in the bar, hey guys, don't drink here anymore. If you drink here, she's just going to kick you out for no reason. And, and everybody just looked at me like, oh, snap. And then they ended up leaving the bar too. Oh, man. Everybody left the bar because of what, I don't know. It was just... And so that was a really bizarre scenario. And it really hurt me, you know, and she just kicked me out for no reason. And then I went to another bar. I never went to that bar ever again. So and then later I went to another bar in El Paso, Texas, and it was this time it was a completely different bar. They had like a DJ here. He's like a house DJ, and he came over. He was jamming out. His name is Lane 8. He was a really good DJ, and I went over there. And then the lady at this place was being really mean to me. She just started, I'm drunk, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she just started yelling at me and screaming at me. And, you know, and I was just like baffled. I'm like, why is she yelling at me and screaming at me and giving me a hard time and threatening me? And then I was just like, lady, why are you being so mean to me? I just came here to get a drink. So now you're copping up an attitude on me. Okay, I'm getting the cops over here. We're gonna get you out of here. I'm like, whoa, what the heck, lady? I just came here. Why are you being so mean? I'm being mean. I'm being mean. And then I was really baffled. And then the owner, luckily the owner was a man, and the man was like, look, what's going on here? And then, like, this guy is giving me an attitude. He's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not trying to get an attitude. I'm not trying to give an attitude to you. I'm just trying to understand why you're screaming and yelling at me when I'm asking you for a drink. And then the guy was just like, you know what? We'll give you another chance. I'm just like, give me another chance of what? I didn't do any. I just came here and asked for a drink, and she started yelling at me. He's like, we'll give you another chance. You can have your drink. Don't cause any trouble. I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm just wondering why. I'm wondering why she got angry at me and started yelling at me. And then after the party ended, I was, you know, talking to my girlfriend, and my girlfriend was like, she was just like, she was like, you know, the girl voice, you know that she was asking me if I was okay, right? If you did anything to hurt me. I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. Now I know why she did what she did. So I'm like, okay. And then everything clicked. I'm like, okay, now I know why she was yelling at me, screaming at me, giving me a hard time. She thought I was trying to rape my girlfriend. She probably did not know that was my girlfriend, and she thought I was just trying to rape some girl at the club, trying to get some girl drunk at the club and trying to rape her. And now I'm like, oh, and now it clicks. That's why the other lady was so mean to me at the other bar, because she thought I was trying to rape that girl I was drinking with, who was my girlfriend, but that jackass didn't know that. She thought I was just trying to rape a college girl from college. I'm like, it all makes sense now. They thought I was trying to rape girls. And then it just clicked on me. I'm like, women just hate men. Women don't trust men. And then I had another experience. This is ridiculous. I had another experience where this was like a couple years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was I met this girl at Burger King, and I was going to date her. I was like going on dates with her and stuff, and then all of the workers at Burger King, they were telling her, don't date that guy. That guy is a womanizer. He's just going to get you pregnant, and he's just going to leave you. And like, that's what she told me. Like, I was on a date with her, and she was just like, you know, all the people at my work are telling me not to date you, right? And I'm like, why are they telling? Because they think you're just going to get me pregnant, you're a womanizer, and you're going to leave me. I'm like, what is going on here, dude? The amount of prejudice is insane. I'm like, they don't even know me. I don't even talk to them. I haven't said a single word to them. And that's automatically what they think I'm up to. They think I'm just trying to get you pregnant and leave you. Just trying to bust a nut and leave. I'm like, well, I don't even know them. I never even talked to them. I haven't even said this. The most I ever said to them was, hello, how was your day? That's all I've ever said. That the most I ever said to them was just, I asked them how their day was going. And I'm like, really? And so because I asked them how their day was going, they think I'm going to try to get some woman pregnant and leave them. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. And I've come to the realization now that just women hate men. And the workers were like men and women, but I'm pretty sure it was the woman telling her this stuff, because whenever I would ask them hi, how their day was going, they would just give me like this face, like they would just give me this angry face, like they just hated my guts when I just asked them how they were doing. And they would just ignore me. They would ignore me when I asked them hello, how they're doing. They would give me this stink eye, and then they would just ignore me. So I'm pretty sure it was them. So yeah. So women just hate men. Women think men are just evil scumbags that are just out to rape all the women. They think men are just out to rape everything in their sight and just get everything pregnant in their sight. And then they're going to just get you pregnant, and then they're going to leave you. This is the image that women have of men. Men cannot be trusted. Men are dirty pigs. They're going to cheat on you. They're going to get you pregnant, and then they're going to leave you. And it's just a horrible like stigma that we have in our society. And I don't know. It's a lot of just hatred, and just a lot of hatred and sexism and prejudice. It's like, you know, how can you judge somebody when you don't know who they are? Like, I mean, they just take a broad category of like 3 billion people, and they all shove them into one category. And you know, it sucks. Like, why are they like that? I think they probably like, it's a multitude of things. One thing, it's our culture. Look at our culture. Our culture always glorifies woman power. But their idea of woman power is women hitting men, abusing men, hurting men, taking advantage of men, and, you know, hurting them, punching them, slapping them, you know, because they always portray men as these creepers. They always portray men as these creepers trying to get into your pants. And then the woman, like, puts on a show and tricks the man and, like, you know, tries to seduce him. And then the man falls for it because he's a creeping pervert. And then she ends up killing him, like, in the movies. It was like, ha ha, it was just a trick. You know, I was just seducing you so I could kill you. Ha ha. And it's like, it's always just a trick. And then the man gets killed for being a creeper, pervert. Like, that's always how they do it in the freaking movies. Like, you guys, you agree, right? It's always how they do in the movies, and it's just, and also, so women are supposed to treat men like dirt, treat men like crap. They're supposed to slap men, hit men, if a man, like, shows even the slightest remote interest in them. It could be just completely platonic, just friendship or something. I mean, even if they do want it, even if they are, if you have, like, sexual interest in them, shame on you. How could you have sexual interest in this person? You're a pervert, you're a creeper, you deserve to be hit, you deserve to be beaten. How dare you have any sort of interest in this woman? Because God knows we are supposed to be just, like, devoid of any sexual interest forever. We're not supposed to have any sexual interest in anybody. We're not supposed to be dating anybody. We're not supposed to be marrying anybody. We're not supposed to be starting families, having kids, you know, ensuring the survival of the human population. No, you can't have that. If you have the slightest amount of interest in anyone, you are a pervert, and you deserve to be beaten and hit and slapped. And then also, you know, these women, they've probably dated men that probably have cheated on them. They probably dated 1 or 2 men that probably cheated on them, and, you know, and they probably dated one or two men that were cheaters and womanizers, and you know, and then they just think all men are like that. They think all men are, they one or two men do it, and then they just think all men are like that, and then they think all men are creeps and perverts and rapists and serial killers and abusers. They just think all men are like that now because one or two men do that to them, and it's like it's horrible. And if they want to have all this hatred to men, it's not our fault, okay? I know there are good men out there. There are good men out there. It's unfortunate women have to categorize all these men into one category. And by doing that, they are preventing themselves from getting into a healthy, prosperous relationship with someone of the opposite sex because they have so much hatred in their hearts and they think all men are like this. And when they actually do meet a man that genuinely loves them and cares about them and is going to be there for them and be faithful to them and not cheat and just love them and just give them such a good and prosperous and happy life, they're going to miss out on that because they have all this hatred and prejudice and sexism in their heart. They have all this hate, all this prejudice. It's going to prevent them when they actually meet a good person. They're not going to meet those great and amazing and wonderful people because of all the hatred built up inside of their hearts. And it's just going to prevent them, from meeting really amazing people. So my advice to men that meet women like this, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not your fault. It's just prejudice. All this hatred is coming from prejudice. It's not your fault. Just don't bother wasting your energy. Don't bother if this person's being really mean and cruel to you for no apparent reason, just move on. Don't waste your time. Find somebody who will love you and who will give you a chance and who does see the good in your heart, and will love you, And so that's all I got to say. Have a good one, everybody, and peace out.